What's up guys, CJ here, and welcome back to another all-new Hybrid News Now. Some potentially huge news to talk about today. First up, a surprising potential reveal for FX's upcoming show Legion, then more details about Doctor Strange's impact on the MCU, and finally, a surprising new detail about Guardians of the Galaxy 2. But first, let's talk about Legion, and a surprising revelation that might reveal a lot more about potential future collaborations between Marvel and Fox than we already know. From the beginning, it was announced that the show, which debuted its first trailer at Comic-Con a little over a week ago, would be developed and produced in collaboration between the television divisions of 20th Century Fox and Marvel Entertainment. It even has major names from both sides of the aisle attached to executive produce, like Bryan Singer and Simon Kinberg from Fox and Jeff Loeb from Marvel Television. But even with those big names from Fox attached to the project, it was announced pretty soon thereafter that it would not be connected to their movie universe, which some folks had already assumed. And if that was figured common sense, imagining that it could possibly be connected to the MCU was a pipe dream. Well, about that, it looks like it possibly could be. In Marvel.com's post-SDCC wrap-up of, and I quote, the latest names to hit the MCU, there was a surprising name included with the likes of Doctor Strange, Mantis, Captain Marvel, and yes, Ghost Rider. That's right, Legion thrown right there in the mix of characters headed to the MCU. Now there are a ton of potential garden variety explanations as to why Legion made his way into that list. In all likelihood, it could have just been a list of Marvel Comics characters coming to life in the near future, and the MCU aspect was just added in to punch up readership. Legion could have been a last-minute addition, but it does seem a little odd that Legion, a heavily X-Men connected and clearly Fox-owned characters, would make his way onto a list with only other Marvel-owned characters. Although, to that end, it's worth noting that Fox didn't show off any of their other Marvel properties this year either, as their movie division just completely skipped out on Hall H entirely. So clearly, a lot of questions remain. Was this article just a slip-up, or does this mean something more? Even if this isn't an out-and-out confirmation of a Marvel and Fox partnership in the works, it could suggest that Marvel's involvement in Legion is a little more than just in name only. Let me know what you make about all of this, but in other semi-related news, Scott Derrickson has revealed potentially Doctor Strange's biggest impact on the MCU going forward, and one that might just open up a door for that crossover that we were just discussing. And this is another piece of news that kind of just flew under the radar for about a week, at least our radar, as the director spoke exclusively with comicbook.com and revealed some new details about the film. He spoke a lot about how this movie embraces the sheer out-there-ness of those classic Ditko Silver Age original Doctor Strange comics, and in his words, this is where Marvel goes full weird. Over the course of the conversation, the topic shifted to Doctor Strange's connections to other universes and alternate dimensions, but for more, let's check out his quote. I think Doctor Strange is going to be the beginning of the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. It's really serving the same function that the comic did. Even though it was a weird aberration as a comic book, I think it was the real linchpin in the comics. It ended up being decades of new stories, and I think this movie will do the same thing. Now that is huge in several different ways. Firstly, if we're getting the true bona fide multiverse and alternate realities are on the table, that seems to open up a clear path to a Secret Wars movie or a Spider-Verse movie somewhere down the line. Secondly, if we play out that statement just a little bit further, it seems like Marvel is building themselves an easy way to bring the X-Men or Fantastic Four into the fold. Comment down below with your thoughts, and comment question of the day, let me know how you think the multiverse will be used in Doctor Strange and in the MCU going forward. And on to our last story of the day, it's official, straight from the mouth of the director himself, James Gunn has confirmed that there will be no Infinity Stones in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. While the first Guardians film featured the Power Stone and served as our official introduction to the concept of the Infinity Gems, even though we had seen them unknowingly in a couple of films previously, for this one Gunn said, nah, we're good. And this doesn't really come as a surprise because previously Gunn had teased that there weren't going to be in the movie, but this is the first official confirmation straight from his Facebook page. Plus, especially after SDCC, it seems like the focus of the film is going to be much more on Peter Quill's father and how that relates to the rest of the team and really the rest of the galaxy. But let me know what you make of this. No Infinity Stones? Are you angry? Are you surprised? Are you happy? Personally, I think it's a good idea. We don't really need another one, even though they are the closest connected to Thanos. It seems like Ragnarok is kind of gonna fill that role in this phase. But with that though, we bring another Agent In to a close. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to smash that like if you like what you saw, subscribe for more great content every single day, and consider supporting us on Patreon for access to all sorts of goodies like exclusive early access to Comic Book Versus Season 5 and audio commentaries and much, much more. Signing off, this is CJ, and I'll see you tomorrow.